Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year to you, 2023. Last time I was here, it was 2022, and continue the pace, continue the flow, and uh, and just carry on. Um, I hope you had a good Christmas, and I hope the New Year starts very well for you as well, and uh, and I hope that you got lots of things in store for you as well. You know, and I have this philosophy. My throat is going. I have this philosophy that I stopped using this thing called resolutions. I don't know about you, but do you do resolutions still? I don't do resolutions anymore. But when you do resolutions and you fail to follow through, sometimes you get despondent and you get disappointed. So my philosophy now is just keep building, keep following through, and keep reigniting those visions. Keep reigniting those, what should I say, dreams. Because most times, if you're not careful, you actually have these dreams and all these visions which are therefore in place inside of you for years, you know, and as a result of that, you sometimes throw it off and say, "Hey, I'm going to what am I going to do? I'm going to start all over again." But why start all over again? Don't start all over again. Revise, review, you know, set your goals, you know, reset your goals if anything. But at the same time, if you find it's a situation where you never had any goals, you never set your visions, well, now's the time to do it. And of course, it all depends on your age as well, you know. But do like and share this video as well. What I'm doing as well, I'm sharing this video. Um, I'm sharing this video to a few persons. Do like and subscribe. I'm hoping to have a good show this evening, the first show, and what we're going to be talking about simply is about the prime minister and his 5 point plan, and the counteraction, of course, by the Labour Party, which says this plaster, this plaster company, this plaster government that keep putting plaster upon everything. I think that's the right word that Keir Starmer has used. And we're going to fly a bit over into Jamaica because you must have heard about the British man killed in Jamaica. The word they're saying is the tourist which was killed and gunned down, Mr. Sean Patterson. We're going to look at that a bit. And also, as well, should Harry, should Prince Harry, I'm going to say this, should Prince Harry press charges against Prince William? He claimed that he attacked him. Come on, it's assault. Or is the royal family above the law? You know, Harry has made some serious claims in producing his book, you know. And of course, you got all this big, the strikes which are happening. I don't know about you, but a lot of people are being affected by the strike. The one of the things about the strike, I always say, is that once the strike kicks in, COVID, the COVID factor kicks in. And what I call the COVID factor, I call the COVID factor whereby people just kick into working from home. People do virtual, CVP, Zoom, Teams. That's what people are doing a lot. And even Alan Sugar and all these guys saying, "Hey, you guys need to get back into the office, you lazy bugger you." And I keep saying these guys don't know what they're talking, because guess what? The world has changed. How things are operating now is different. You know, children who were brought up yesterday were brought up for a world which was yesterday, but the children of today we have to bring them up for a world which is not the world that we were brought up in, and that's reality. And therefore, that's one of the reasons why I believe that at the same time, with all the strikes, and which is what is happening, you won't be surprised if all the um, you know companies like the transport companies, rail, and everything, they're going to realize that, hey, you can't break even, because guess what? People are not traveling as much as they used to be. People are not taking the train as much as they used to be. You know, so you buy a good coincidence, have a work trading to do, to sleep for work, and have a good day, buddy. people are not utilizing the same things. So much things has happened since the last year to this year. Andrew Tate being arrested, having this, they keep saying it was with Greta, and him have this tiff. And then the Romanian authorities somehow found that, hey, he's in Romania. Many people are saying that it's so silly because, hey, unless he's coming in under the cover of night, like a thief in the night, coming through on some underground and bypassing the authorities, bypassing the train, bypassing the plane, bypassing everything, you know. But anyway, my philosophy is let people be what they are. Be um, try to be nice to people. That's one of my philosophy this year. Be nice, be encouraging, build people. Don't tear down people as much as you can, and try to make a lot of money this year, because a lot of people are out there to make money, and it takes cash to care. Trust me, it's a love of money which is the root of all evil. But money answereth all things at the same time. So therefore, let's not get it twisted. Nothing is wrong with actually trying to better yourself. And this is the start of the year. This is the start of the year where you can take this opportunity to better yourself. Um, One of the things that I'm planning to do is to keep building the show as much as possible, creating the website, which you'll see being revamped. And the website will have products we can buy, we can support. Um, Walk and talk motivational moments, hats, cups. And what I want to do is for a percentage of that to be given to some work or so in Jamaica or somewhere, some charity or something of that nature. But we've got to start to create entrepreneur ideas. I want to also to support persons who support me, that they can also promote my show. They can sponsor my show. People want to come on the show and want to have what should I say, talk about their business or so at a small cost. Why not? I wash your back, you wash mine. And that's what we got to do. We've got to build persons as much as possible. You know, we've been talking about the Adidas and the Nike and all of those things which happened recently with Kanye West and all these different persons. And my philosophy, as many people are saying as well, is why don't we also create our own branding products? And while we do that, what do we do next? We support each other. Just like how we are so quick to put on our Nike hat, quick to put on our Adidas hat, quick to show the world that we are up there. And why don't we start to build our own, build our brand, and build our factor? Yeah, that's my opening. So it's going to be a great year. They're talking about the COVID is coming back. I mean, it's similar to 2020, 1990, sorry, 2019 to 2020, when things were happening in China. And we're hearing what is happening in China as well. And they're talking about things like there's a possibility of shutdown, lockdown as well. People are talking about that. Anything can happen. So be prepared as much as possible. All right. Now, the one of the first things that I wanted to talk about is, and I don't know if you've been watching this, it's the chancellor, not the chancellor, he was a chancellor before, the prime minister actually, the prime minister with his 5-point plan, and he made a speech yesterday. I watch his always like to listen to the speech. Today, Kirst Starmer made his speech while working. Did listen to the speech, and what he's talking about is a 5-point plan, and this 5-point plan is how to get the UK back on track. Getting the UK back on track. That's what he wants to do. And you've got to hand it to him because uh, everyone has to have a vision in some respect. You need to have a vision in all that you do. You must have a vision. And he has a vision for the country. Now, I'm saying that just sort of, what should I say, repeating what he has said. 5 promises analyze, 5 promises that the chancellor said he's going to do. First, we'll halve inflation this year and to ease the cost of living and give people financial security, right? And I had this, here it is here, half inflation this year to ease the cost of living and to give people financial security. Ease the cost of living and give people financial security. That is one of the first things that he's talking about. Because what he says, rising prices are one of the biggest challenges. And everybody has experienced that. I've experienced that. I always keep talking about my orange juice, which I keep going for. Orange juice was 55 pence. Then went there next day, it was 85 pence, right? And yet at the same time, it is cheaper than some of the orange juices, which are at a pound, yeah. Or if you buy them in a pack of four, so still shy of still up there. But that's the reality. That's how things are now. And so what he's talking about is bringing prices down. Can he do it? Half inflation, you know, easy cost of living, and giving people financial security. Can a government give people financial security? That's a big question. A question for you. Can a government give financial security? The Prime Minister knows rising prices are one of the biggest challenges facing many families right now. So it's not surprising he put this high up his priority list. Rising prices. Economists think that inflation might already have peaked, and the Bank of England has predicted it will fall midway. However, there will be slight challenges. So, half inflation this year. That's a promise. That's what he said. That's my promise. That's what I'm going to do. Second, what he said, we'll grow the economy, creating better paid jobs, opportunities right across the country. Okay? And there it is. Grow the economy, creating better paid jobs and opportunity right across the country. Creating better paid jobs right across the country. Now, that's good stuff, isn't it? I say again, is it the prime minister going to do that? Can he do that? Or the mirror, the man in the mirror is the one who's going to have to actually create that and to make that happen. Yeah. What do you say? Because at the end of the day, I believe that government sets the environment, government sets the influence, set the stage, and what people operate within it. And some of the words which is being used is that growth. Remember that word from the former prime minister as Liz Truss time in office? Growth. Growing the economy is something successive governments have tried to do and made big promises about. There's not much detail on exactly how this is. It might be measured or by when, but similar. I remember with Liz Truss time, everybody used to use these blase words, just headline words, and there was no detail, right? But what they're saying politically, it boils down to one thing: will people feel better off or worse off at the time of the next election? 2 years' time is election, and right now, if election is called, more than likely, if the polls translate at the poll booth, then more than likely it is going to be Keir Starmer will be the next prime minister if Labour don't kick him out or so. But we have been there and we have seen it before where the polls are actually showing signs towards Labour, and waboom, guess what happened? People say, I don't trust Labour or whatever. And here we go. We get back a conservative government. But my philosophy again is you vote out the government, you can get the government back in. Yeah, vote out the government back in. Third, we make sure our national debt is falling so that we can secure the future of public services. The future of public services. Rishi Sunak has made getting control of the public finances one of his priorities. He took office, his first big economic statement alongside his chancellor is to make difficult choices and dealing with the future of the public services. Big government intervention at the height of the COVID pandemic and subsequent support with energy bills having left a very not a rosy picture. Yeah. And the image is this. Don't know why they put a police there. to secure a strong future for public services. Well, the police is in the public in that area. Um, is it that the police is going to be securing it? Well, it's still police is a part of the public service as well. And plus, on top of that, um, we're going to talk about the border issues because the one next after that is cut NHS waiting lists so people can get the care they need more quickly. The NHS seems to be a very, I don't know if the word to use is a poison chalice at this time, but you know, I've got a note from someone. Let me just take it off here. Someone said this was a note was going around in on the NHS, and let me see it. Name of the person who sent it. Oh no, ah, it's it's on Facebook actually. Let me see. I'm gonna find it. It's on Facebook. It's on Facebook. Let me see if I can find it. Yep. Oops. Yes. Yes. What it says is that post anonymously by an A&E doctor. I'm writing this because I'm angry, difficult. More than that, I'm effing livid. I'm an AE regular with a 9 year experience in both here and overseas. This morning was the first time ever that I cried in my car after a shift. I was on nights over this New Year period, but New Year was not the issue. Every shift is like this now. 5 years ago, we had 50 patients in the department on handover. We now have 180. It used to be around 20 patients to see with a 1 to 2 hour wait for clinician. It is now 60 to 70 with a 10-hour wait. Just 1 second. Let me just see if I can get Gary. Hey, Gary, how are you doing?
Yeah, man. Happy New Year. Happy New Year,
Yeah, Happy New
bud.
Year, man. Happy New Year. I presume that you're sorting out the NHS because, yeah.
No, man. No, I mean it's so strange, Silborn. Since
Yeah.
my internet connections, everything was okay up until a certain part in this. Then it just went easy, and then it sorted out in the beginning. Well, we're still in the beginning stages of January,
Mm.
and it's been fine. Well, I do my restream programs as you know through restream onto my Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. But as soon as I try to get in contact with you now or connect with you, it's just I had to do all sort of something just to get to you. So I think the gremlins are in it to keep us from not coming together.
Well, we're at a high level. A high
I
level.
know, I
You know?
know.
Yeah. Holy Ghost standard. listen, listen.
This,
At the end of at the, at the end of the day, you're frozen, but you might come back. I see you're frozen. Okay, you're back. At the end of the day, it's 2023. Everybody's putting their foot down, saying what they're about, and I think it's time that everybody just come out and make their election sure. Be whatever you want to be. So therefore, just be what
so true,
you know.
so true. But I want to say Happy New Year to all of your supporters and well wishers, and I trust and I
Yes,
hope that we will have a great time for this year
yes.
as we work together.
Mm. And one of the things that I was saying at the start is that this year, when you're starting a year and you're starting something, there's a burst of excitement and zeal. And sometimes people will somewhat feel disappointed or despondent after a while if they realize it's not happening. But I think the most important thing is that persons do capitalize on the moment. Don't just go ahead and start to say you're going to create new visions or create new dreams. Look back to make sure that the dreams and the visions you have just need rekindling, you know? The dreams and the
Yes,
visions that people
yes,
have need rekindling. That's my word. That's one of my word which I've been talking about. Rekindle that dream. As a matter of fact, the dreams are always there. Really, dreams have been there for a long time. The visions emanate from the dreams. So therefore,
true.
if you keep going on and keep saying, I'm gonna every new year, I'm I'm gonna cut off this person, cut off that. You have to ask yourself, and question is, why you keep cutting off people? Maybe it's you. Maybe you need to cut off yourself.
No, well, yeah, yeah. I mean, for you see, for an individual to be where they want to be, they've got to first have a dream about it, isn't it? Things start in
Yeah.
a dream,
Yes.
and then when you work on that dream, it then let's say it's then turned into a vision. You focus on that vision, you work on that, and then eventually it comes to fruition. Just like let's say with Elon Musk, when he started out, probably doing the PayPal, one of the first in which he started. He first, I'm sure he dreamt about it first.
Yes.
It was just a thought in his mind first, and then he worked on that thought. It became a vision. He focused and he went for it, sold it, and he became a billionaire. So
Yeah.
yes, everything good. And a man who's successful, and if we are successful, it starts as a thought first, as a dream.
Yeah. I think, and I think the prime minister also is in that space whereby he's having this dream with his 5 point plan. Then I was mentioning the 5 point plan a while ago. Um,
Right.
and one of the first one is that, and do you believe that is achievable, to half inflation, to ease the cost of living, to give people financial security. While it's good for him to say that, my question: can he actually achieve that for people? Can the prime minister
Well,
give people financial security?
I want to say, anybody mind or intentions or anything like that. But in relation to that, how can any politician, not only Sunak now, not only Sunak, but when you look at the presidents, the prime mayors, um, those who are in authority across the globe, in
Mm,
relation to something like that, Silborn, how can they
mm,
address that when it's a global problem?
yeah,
It's not just a particular situation. It's a global problem. They must not and they should not be giving people hope where they themselves don't even know how it's going to happen. It can't happen.
yeah. So you say it's false hope, like,
Of course, it's false hope, Silver. It's got to be
and
false hope.
alternative
They can't
facts.
do it.
Mm, mm,
They can't do it because the okay. Look at the mix. Look what's in the mix. NHS is in a problem. Right?
yeah.
Nurses are striking. Doctors are on the verge, if not, they're striking themselves. The ambulance, they're on the verge of striking, even though they have striked once or twice. Then
Mm,
you have the railways. They're striking. You know, so there is a gradual shutdown of the economy in various areas. And in order to cut inflation, in order to address the standard of living
mm,
and the rising cost of what's on the shelves, is not only will the economy of the UK have to be addressed, it's the whole world. It's the whole global economy that has to
yes.
be addressed. So Sunak should not be promising empty or giving empty promises. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah. So what he's saying is that we'll have the inflation this year, ease the cost of living, and give people financial security. Secondly, what he said is that we will grow the economy, creating better paid jobs and opportunity right across the country. Growing the economy is something successive governments have said. and it's a word which everybody says. He said, these are the five areas. He said, third, we'll make sure our national debt is fallen so that we can
Hold on,
secure.
before you go to the third one, this second one, let me just if he's saying that about second one, why doesn't he then address the NHS with the pay for the nurses? Why don't
Yeah.
they do that?
Well,
All right, you
I
can go
think
to
I
the
think
second.
I think that was one of his plans as well. Here it is: cut NHS waiting lists so people can get the care they need more quickly. First of
Yeah,
all, Happy New Year, Silburn and Pastor Gary. Have a blessed year from Noreen Hunt. She just said hello there, just
yeah,
to say Noreen Hunt. Um,
yes. Happy
to what he
New
said,
Year.
yeah. So people can get the care they need more quickly. You know,
What's the third one?
and
I didn't catch the third
the,
one
the
before you got
third the third one was to secure future for public services, and the
reduce.
final yeah, and the final one, laws to make it clear that if you come to this country illegally, you'll be swiftly removed.
Well, I mean, he said that. Boris has said that. Theresa
Everybody
May,
has said that.
and nothing is being done. Nothing at
Mm,
all being done. So again, all of these points, as good as they may be, they're empty.
mm,
And I think that the public is coming to their senses. And the more they come to their senses, we're going to see an adverse reaction to all of these things that has been taking
yeah,
place. And the Conservative Party, I'm sorry to say, in which I do support to some extent, I do
mm,
support, they won't win. That's why they won't win the next election.
yeah. I
If,
think.
if they, if as who was it that said if they win or if they lose, they'll eat their hat. I will eat mine.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Did your wife make a cake hat? Is that a cake hat?
No,
you you
no,
you're making some
no.
pronouncement there. Is that a cake hat? So therefore,
No,
everybody's seen it eating a cake hat and realize that is made up of cake. Is that Nike? Is that Nike?
it is a Nike.
I didn't know you go for those brand stuff like that. I thought you were moving away from those things. You know what I mean? You know.
Well, it was given to me. It was given to
Well, anyway, um, moving on swiftly from that. Let me touch Jamaica a bit first. Let me touch Jamaica a bit last. I want to get into that one, but Harry and Prince Harry and Prince William. Don't you think that Harry should be um taking action out against Prince? It's his brother. The guy said he beat him up, him push him on the ground and stuff like that.
but but I mean, let's be. I mean, I'd like to be very realistic and down to earth on this thing. Which
Yeah.
family, which brother, which sister, or which brother and sister has not fought? One push the other, or yeah, have squabbles or have fusses. I mean, I think that we're just doing it. We are acting as if and reacting as if the royal family is uh, is the most perfect family in the world, and these things
Mm,
should not
mm.
happen. I mean, that's unrealistic, and we're allowing the media and idiots in the media and around the media to
Drivers.
influence, yes, to drive this thing. I'm not following
Mm.
them. I'm not
You're
following them.
you're right, because in the morning, like and I'm sure many people do this as well. After a while, you take up your phone, you're scrolling through to see if there's anything new because people are not rushing to TV as before to get what is the latest thing because
Right.
so they go to their phone and they scroll through. And what you're seeing as you scroll through your phone every morning now is actually everything about Harry and Meghan. Everything goes, and I said, for Pete's sake, guys, grow up. Because of course it is sensationalism, and because of course it sells papers. Of course they're not selling papers, but it bring likes and thing. But then at the same time, Harry, I believe, is also feeding it. The Sussexes are feeding it, Gary, because
Yeah.
they did the recent Netflix series. I only watch one, and I say I'm not going to bother watching the second one or the fourth or the fifth one. And then all of a sudden, a book is out, and guess what? The book apparently got released by mistake or so in I think it is Spain or somewhere or France. So people have it. So, the book outlines long-standing grievances and bitterness at the heart of the royal family, including a claim that he and his brother urged their father not to marry Camilla. Come on, man. These are all private matters, man. Private issues. Everything is just coming out. Further allegations from the book have been made public since the Guardian's first article on Wednesday. Prince Harry claimed that William and Kate howled with laughter after seeing him dressed with a Nazi uniform for a party. Harry is now saying it is William and Kate who suggested the idea to him. Come on, man. Getting ridiculous, Gary. I know they're your people, what I mean, but
You see, the thing about it, right, is that all of this is a sensationalism,
uh,
and what I mean, how would these media moguls or these editors, these writers of these papers, how would they feel if all of a sudden the searchlights and the investigators are turned in on them and
yeah,
digs up all the dirt, all the dirtiness, all the filthiness that happens in their lives, and then it's
uh,
splattered all over the newspapers and tabloid sheets? How would they feel? Huh? How would they feel? They're there
mm,
hiding behind their work, but they're no better. And some of these guys are even worse than and have done worse things than what
mm,
William and Harry have had to deal with and have done. There's no human being on this planet
mm,
that is perfect and has not done anything or has not said anything or has not given inappropriate actions at all. None.
mm,
So
mm,
I'm not following any of these guys. And what we should be doing, and there are some people who are saying, well, okay, they're in the public eye, so we ought to know what they're doing. No, 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 no. That even though they may be with the royals, I understand
yeah,
that they should be living to a higher standard. I understand that.
mm,
I accept certain things of what has been said. However, we've got to understand that they are human beings.
yeah,
You cannot expect them to be faultless. You cannot. The
yeah,
only individual that is faultless that ever lived in this world, my friend and Silvan, my esteemed colleague, is
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, 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 yes. No, you're right. You're right. The media, everybody's feeding the media, and then the media feeds the people. and 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 people are like junkies to the media. They're junkies, and and as a result of that, want us to decide whether you actually go with the flow or go against the flow. As my favorite saying, don't go with the flow, or you'll be in someone else's river. Create your own in someone else's stream. Create your own rivers, and that's why I believe that it is so important that we have to be so focused this year as much as possible, because when I in 2023, and when you see what is happening with Harry and Meghan again, I said to myself, hang on a second, I thought we're in 2023. I didn't know that because that's what you left in 2022, and all of a sudden you're in 2023 and it's the same thing. So how are you going to change things? How are you going to develop your life? And in view of what is happening now, whereby people have to change their financial position, they're talking about COVID coming back, because we are at that same threshold when what a place called China was when it was being ranked up. It's around 2019, 2020. Remember, it's around the same time, around the same time when COVID
Right.
started to come back. And some MPs are talking about to consider locking down the country again, you know. But so it's totally ridiculous. But I wish them well. I wish Harry and Meghan well. And the point that they mentioned that they want their father and they want his father and his brother back. I didn't know that they dish him dirt. I thought he was the one who dished them dirt. you know,
I
you know,
don't know. I know. I don't know.
you know.
You see, these there are certain men in our world. There
Yeah,
are certain powerful, influential men who before lockdown came, they could talk up inflation, they could talk
yeah,
down inflation. They can
Yeah.
talk up interest rates. They can talk down interest rates, even before interest rates go up or down. Yes.
Yes.
Now, if you notice, for the past couple of days in the new year, never mind last year, which is just last week, but in this week, as you just mentioned, they are talking about lockdowns.
Yes.
Now, we must not be surprised, folks. We must not be surprised. Hey, Deanne, it's good. It's good
Yeah.
to see you back on. You're back on site. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Um, we must not be surprised if there's talk of another lockdown and if things happen. Look what they're doing to China. Now, okay, fine. China may well have caused what they're causing now,
Mm.
right? Something may be happening there now. Fine. I'm not a scientist. I haven't got the figures to put to show or anything like that. I don't have the statistics. However,
Yeah.
when the West wants to smear a particular country, they will do what is necessary to put to put that region in the dimmest or the darkest of lights.
Yeah.
And that is what they're doing to China. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't anything in China. No, I'm not saying
Mm.
that at all. I'm just saying, look what they're doing. They're ramping up fear. They're ramping up fear to the extent, I believe it was Italy or Morocco that has now said they're not allowing any Chinese to come in.
Yeah.
Right? So the West is doing what they need to do. They fear because they fear China is going to do something over in Taiwan.
Mm.
There's a lot of things that China is going to be doing that the American administration is afraid of. So they're
Yeah.
putting China in the minds of people as a pariah, as it that is not for the welfare of the West. So
Yes.
they're doing what they need to do to dampen the ideas that China is a state to do business with.
So because of the questionable issues with China, what you're saying, and its allegiance and with Russia. So what you're trying to say, they're actually trying to indirectly punish China
Yeah,
based
yeah.
on the but at the same time, China is the one who has locked down
No,
sections
but they
of their
released.
country.
No, but if you notice,
Yeah.
their China, um, China, um, was raising their restrictions, so they are
Mm.
allowing their citizens to travel.
Yes, yes. And I heard something on Jamaica site today that monkeypox is there and people should isolate themselves. So the monkeypox is in Jamaica. Michelle, hello, happy New Year, Michelle. Michelle is saying hi as well. Um,
Yes, man.
yeah. But Gary, listen. As far as I'm concerned, I'm pure blood. Untouched, like a
No,
virgin.
again, listen. We don't have the figures. We can't say what. We cannot say that what we are being fed with is wrong, is
Mm,
either right or it's wrong. We can't do it. We
yeah.
can only we are just talking from how we feel.
Yes. Yes.
We we use the figures. If at all that you get information, you and I get the information from them, so they can tell us that the virus is rampant
Yes.
in China, and we
Mm,
can then say it can't be. But then we
yeah.
wouldn't have anything to show that it's not. So we have to use what is given to us, which of
Yeah.
course sometimes the information that is
Mm,
given to us, whatever that is, sometimes
yes.
is completely wrong. Is only just to turn our minds um, and for us to
Mm,
then accept what
yeah.
they give it to us, and that's it.
Yeah. So the question before we go on to Jamaica, the question to put to persons: Are you, if the push is back again for lockdown, and the COVID factor. A mate of mine has flu, and when I listened to him, Virgin, if that was last year, that's COVID, So I said, because flu took a hike, flu took a walk, but flu is back. So he claims it is flu. You know what I mean? But if it was 6 months ago or 7 months ago, that would have been COVID. And therefore, as Michelle rightly saying, it's all conditioning which has happened. You know, and I think America doesn't like persons who are unvaccinated and stuff like that. So America can stay with them. Michelle, stay America and come out UK if anything. As I say, Tandede, Tandede, Tandede. I mean, America can't even they can't even elect their speaker of the house. Can you imagine? They've been going on for 5 days now. But at the same time, while they're doing that, I still don't wrong them for wanting to do it properly, because you could end up with a furniture for years, like the lady that was there before, who has been there for 50,000 years. But I don't know if you have a view on that. I won't touch that one before they shut me down. But listen, Gary, before we go, there's this thing which has happened in Jamaica recently, because there's a young man named Sean Patterson. There he is. He was gunned down by a gunman. They say a lone gunman, shot about 12 times. And the what is very interesting about this, uh, Jamaica. I don't have the video to show, but Jamaica is actually saying through the police high command that it was a contract killing from the UK, and his first time in Jamaica, and it's a contract killing, and the person who is alleged killed him is someone who was deported to Jamaica. All right. Now, that is what Jamaica is saying. That is what is coming out of Jamaica. What is coming out of the media houses in the UK is that a tourist was killed in Jamaica, and it is being ramped up to saying Jamaica is like the murder capital. I was trying to get Abs Fitzhenley on my show, but he's from He was with Nationwide. He does his independent thing, and we've been communicating today, and it was very interesting how the media houses separate themselves from what Jamaica is actually saying. However, they report what Jamaica is actually saying still, but they're all saying the great guy. There have been some questionable issues in the past about him, and I'm not going to prolong that, because I believe that every person has an opportunity to start over if they made some bad moves in their life. So just because he has, they say he's known, as the Jamaican authorities say, he's known in the UK as a person with questionable characters by the authorities, that doesn't mean to say um, there's a right for him to be killed. As a matter of fact, there's no right for anyone to be killed, just because they may have done something wrong in the past. It's not, and the question and the issue is why it had to take place in Jamaica. Is it that Jamaica is that open space where there's so much murders? I can give you some figures which I saw today. I know I'm going on, but they said between 2000. I got the figure here, because it 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 was between 2000 and between
And
2000 and 2022, ladies and gentlemen. Between 2000 and 2022, guess how many murders there have been in Jamaica, Gary? I got the figure here. It came from Nationwide. Can you guess?
um, was about 30,000, isn't it?
Listen to me earlier, man. You put a fly on the wall, innit?
No, but
30,000,
I saw
thirty
this.
thousand 437. 30,437. And if you divide that by 30,437, divide it by 22, yeah, 1,383.50 average murder per year. Now,
Per
many
month,
people keep go
okay,
on.
or per. per year.
per year. That's what it worked out to be.
Okay. Yeah.
30,437 from 2000 to 2022.
That's good of
Divide
you.
that by 22, 1,383. 1,383. So the big question is this: why was it much maybe better or easier for the person to maybe have that contract killing in Jamaica than in the UK? Because of the propensity, it's easier for someone to just get killed.
It's a shame. It's a shame. But you see, let's start from the aspect of here.
Yeah.
Now again, it's the same principle. It's the same principle that is being used.
Yes.
They look what they're doing to Jamaica. Look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. They're destroying Jamaica, but they're saying that a tourist, but they know they know they know the circumstances. But what do they say? Tourists going to Jamaica, which makes, as you said, Jamaica stand out as if it's the murder capital of the world. So it's going to
Mm,
affect Jamaica because people don't want to go to Jamaica and get shot. Who wants to go to Jamaica? You know,
mm,
I don't want to go to Jamaica and get shot days after I get there. 12 bullets. Are there
mm,
12 bullets for me there or 12 bullets for you? You know, it's just terrible.
mm.
That is what these people think of us.
Yeah.
I can say that. You know, if it now in Jamaica, they're saying, what are they saying? It's persons that is known. You see,
Mm,
Jamaica is only trying now to defend itself. Look what
mm.
I mean, look what you said. What Jamaica High Command says. The individual one is known to have been deported, and it is also known that he not so much. They haven't said anything about Sean, but at least they know what the individual is up to.
Yes.
So so Jamaica now is trying to defend itself. It's trying to say, listen, we're not a murderous capital. We're not even though 1,300 people die a month or a year. Okay, it's high for a small country, and we're trying to control it, even though it's it's a funny they have funny ways of controlling the figures there. But
Well, there are some very interesting views because, like, someone, I'm trying to see some views that came onto my thing today. Um, the, oh, this is a person who said he's a friend of a friend, and my view is that people sometimes um start off bad in life and they change, and we can sometimes hold it against the person
you see,
past. Yeah.
Silbon,
Yeah.
when I heard about this killing, even before I got to know a little bit more information, I thought it quite strange.
Yeah.
I did think it quite strange because um, because for someone to go out there, for someone to go to Jamaica, and within days, it wasn't even 5 days, was it? It was less than
he,
5 days,
he went he went he went on the 29th. Yeah.
and you got shot. How many days later?
I think it was yesterday, isn't it? It's yesterday.
I'm not sure, but it's less than a
Mm,
week for someone to go out there and to be killed. I felt that there was something strange about
mm,
that, very strange,
mm.
because people don't go to Jamaica.
Monday was found dead with gunshot wounds to his body on Monday in Bogue Hill, St. James.
No, it's strange, man. It's strange. It's strange. It's not. This is not a random. This is not a random mugging. It's not
No,
like
no.
someone walking down the
Yeah.
street and somebody see somebody and see something and want it and do it. No, no.
I think that is established that it is not random because, as the officer said, there was no um, theft or anything on a robbery,
Right.
and
And
he was shot 12 times.
And
12 times in
Silborn,
his head. Yeah.
12 times, not once, 12. And which leads me, and sadly, I feel it for the father. I feel it for the father, for his younger brother, and for the extended family. I really feel it for them because it could be me, it could be my son, it could be a friend, someone that I know closely. I don't want it even happen to my enemy anyway. I wouldn't want it.
Yeah.
I hope I don't have any out there. But Silborn, it goes back, it leads me to say that something took place here in the UK where they live
Yes.
for this individual to go out and to do something like that.
Mm.
It's a vendetta. It's something. and and it's, when it comes out in the wash, it's not going to be pretty. It's not
Yeah.
going to be pretty.
And listen to this. Listen to this here. They call it being assassinated. One second.
Police in Jamaica say a British man shot dead there was assassinated in a contract killing ordered in the UK. Sean Patterson, a personal trainer from West London, was found on Monday at the villa he was staying in on the island. It was his first time visiting the country. Danny Sinha has the latest. Sean Patterson was 33 with his whole life ahead of him, but he was shot dead whilst holidaying in Jamaica. Police there now believe he was targeted.
Our investigation so far has theorized that the murder was a contract killing that emanated from Britain. There's no evidence that Patterson was robbed or has any connection in Jamaica.
Sean had flown to Jamaica with a friend to see in the new year. On Monday, he was staying at this villa when he was shot multiple times near the pool. Police in Jamaica have reportedly arrested a 34-year-old man who'd previously been deported from the UK in 2013. They also claimed Sean had a criminal past.
Shane Patterson is well known to the UK authorities. An extensive criminal record, a number of offences, which include narcotics, violence, and firearm.
The 33-year-old was said to be planning his wedding when tragedy struck. His family in West London say they now want justice for Sean.
They've took that light away from us, basically. He hadn't even started to shine yet. No children yet. He just basically started to live his life, starting to find himself. Went to Jamaica, 72 hours, he's dead.
The priority now is for Sean's family to bring his body home. Sadly for them, more questions than answers as to why he was the victim of a contract killing. Danny Sinha, ITV News.
One of the things that came out of this, and what people have been sending me, and I try to be very responsible with this. Um, and if I can go and find it, I think Abfit Senley sent me this bit here. Even though I had it already, but there's an attack in February. Hold on. Yeah, Hammersmith. The Hammersmith today did a story some time ago. It's not opening up, and the story was about. Let me see if I can find it. The story was about that an attack in February 2007 was 2 weeks before Kodjo 16 was attacked and stabbed by members of the Kill Them P gang in Hammersmith. Michael Perry, 16, was given 3 years detention with an extended period on license of a year. Sean Patterson, 18, was given a 2-year custodial sentence. Akel Charles and Benjamin Broom, both 17, were given 2 years detention. All the defendants plead guilty to the charges and came from West London. You know, so there's no doubt about the past. I don't think anybody's questioning the past. My thing is that the past is, yes, a part of your footprint, but what if he's actually turned over a leaf and actually is in Jamaica? He's a fitness trainer and he was killed because of things in the past. What I find so a bit is, as someone said, it's like a deflection. It is like Jamaica is also deflecting the fact that there's a crime problem at the same time, Gary. This is what someone said. The key word is theory. which means not proven and probably not even likely. It's far easier for the authorities there to place the blame on something that may have transpired here than to acknowledge the violence that is going on there. I'm talking about Jamaica. This is somebody from Britain here saying that bit there, you know? So I think with a record of 30,437 killing or murders between 2000 to 2022, that's a damning indictment. The other thing also is it is found out that even with SOE and with all the different things which has happened over the years, there's a serious issue of crime and violence that need to be stemmed. And for Sean Patterson, or for that person to be able to kill him there, it is because they say, yeah, man, we can do it at Jamaica because it is more likely than unlikely because of the atmosphere. I'm just saying that out there. I don't know what anybody's saying about that.
Well, obviously, somebody knew he was going,
Yeah.
so they were expecting him,
Mm.
and he'll come right back to England here. He's going right back to his community, and still, as it always happens, still, there's
Mm.
going to be reprisals.
Mm.
Going to be reprisals because somebody knows who sent the message. If you know how our community thinks, somebody knew that he was going out. Somebody sent the message that he was going. They knew exactly where he was going to be. And so somebody here is here. They're coming back here. People here are going to make the reprisals.
Yeah.
Right here.
Somebody said recently that one of the disadvantage of youths now is that they do not have a Sunday school or a 7 day school where they used to go to, where young children used to grow up in that atmosphere. I grew up in that atmosphere, you know, with Sunday school, that sort of base. I make sure my children they go to Sunday school. My son plays the drum in the church. He does the acoustic stuff in the church. My daughter, who's 10, she does the words for the church. So they're there with us every Sunday diligently. They even go before me sometimes to make sure the setting up. And I think when we talk about a crime problem, what is happening now is a plaster. It's like it needs to be dealt with from early days. What would you say, Gary, about for children? Because the majority of the killings now are youths. Youths are the one who's doing that.
Stillborn, it comes down to family. It
Yeah,
comes down to family. Um, Fathers and mothers. Sometimes we have one parent families. Not all one parent families. Now, let me get it out there. You have very good fathers, one parent fathers who do
yeah,
very well. You have some very good one parent mothers who do that very well. So it's not a matter of because you're one parent that it
yeah.
doesn't work or it doesn't. No, that's not it. But what it is, Silborn, is that the discipline. There's
Mm,
no discipline at home. We can't just put it down to, oh, there isn't a 7 day church school, or there
yeah.
isn't, an external
Sunday school,
place
yeah.
out there, or Sunday school or something. That helps. Yeah, that
Mm,
does help. But it stems from family. There is no respect um, in the family. There's no discipline that happens within the family, and
yes,
when the family when family government, if I can put that, family government breaks down, then what do you expect out in the society? What do you expect within even within central government and regional governments? What do you
yeah.
expect? I shudder to think still
Mm,
with this level of this generation that is earmarked to take over from the generation that is now, when they get into government or into power or get into leadership, I shudder to think what's going to be happening in this country, never mind the whole world, because
yeah.
no discipline, there's no government, there's no respect at
Yeah.
all from the top
Mm.
right down. So in our 80s, we may be still on the CDL
Network,
network,
massive network. Yes.
massive network. Yeah.
um, what I think is Milton Milverton Hyde, who is, oh, I can't see his name up here because you need to click on something. But what he making some sort of theory was, or questioning was, inheritance behind all of this. Go further, corruption is the reason why violent crime persists in Jamaica. Uh, the inability of a justice system to effect justice on a timely and proportional basis, and also the inability of a justice system to affect justice on a timely and proportional basis. I was listening to Nationwide today because I like to listen to, like, getting up in the morning. Like in Jamaica, I listen to a couple stations, and a lady called in to one of the stations and said the problem is that every time there's an election or so, envelopes go around, money run, keeping the same persons in power, and she was sort of alluding that it is like a gang thing, you know. It's like two different gangs, the gang at a high level, the gang at a lower level. And and it's unfortunate though, because I believe that you have good politicians in Jamaica, unfortunately get tainted because of the association even with their parties. One particular MP half brother was found to be in narcotics and so like that, and they
I was
have the
I was going to mention that.
yeah. I'm not going to mention his name. I was even with him recently in the UK, but they're tarnishing his name around the place just because it's his brother, and the way they're doing it, I think it is very distasteful.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That is the society. What you see, once we
Mm,
know what the repercussions or what the reaction is going to be, once we know that, it's best to stay away.
yeah,
It's best
yeah.
not to be seen with individuals because
So,
it, it,
so don't ever be seen with your brother, your half brother, as I say. And the papers call it half brother. You know what I mean? It's
so,
like,
I mean, okay, are the allegations true?
well, I don't know. I think it's a fact that he was found also with narcotics or something like that. But it's the way they're pulling the brother into the whole thing as well. Michelle says, Michelle brings up the point which I alluded to. Be they know crime goes unsolved in Jamaica, you know. But at the same time, while crime goes unsolved in Jamaica, they actually caught someone. Alleged they caught someone who was a shooter. A guy was a deportee. But at the same time, there's so many murders which is happening in Jamaica which goes unsolved. I know three mates of mine got killed in Jamaica, and to this day, from my understanding, maybe something like that happened. Nothing to my knowledge of any any justice or anyone who has been caught so far, which is unfortunate. Um, so there is a problem, and when I look at the figure here, 30,437 murders. When you look at the bigger picture from 2000 to 2022, you think that this is some war crime, some big guerrilla movements going on. But maybe it's a guerrilla movement going on in a way, to a certain extent.
I
You know?
mean, it's just sad. It's
Mm,
sad to see when a little country like Jamaica, every country in this world has problems, has its own problem. There's no
yeah.
country that doesn't have a particular problem. Jamaica, as
Mm,
small as it is, it shouldn't be having the murder rates or whatever problems that we have. It shouldn't be like that,
yeah.
but it has. But
Mm,
because of certain individuals, or
mm,
influences, they make it bigger. They make
mm,
it bigger than how it is. And when someone can say, like what Michelle says there, which is true to some extent, it has some truth to it because they know crime goes unsolved in Jamaica. You know, it's very rare that we find where and we hear that crime is solved and the high level crime them too. Very
yeah.
very rare, Silver. And you know that very rare.
Yeah. Definitely. And I hope Saturday night. I'm going to talk and sip Saturday night. and all being well, see if I can get some voices from Jamaica, not the typical voice, to give how to move forward. Because hi Kim, how are you on Instagram? It without a doubt that Houston, that there's a fundamental problem, and the question is always, asked to me earlier, say, see, they need to do something on the role of the diaspora in fueling crime as well. Have some discussion on that. The role of the diaspora in fueling crime. The prime minister went recently to, if you recall, to America, because he said there are some names of persons that they want to, was being somewhat, you know, creating problems in Jamaica. Gary, persons who are been sending guns to Jamaica,
But
persons who
Silver,
pocket is deep. Yeah,
but but Silver, if we be honest and if they be honest, that's been going on for years, man.
been going on for years.
All what the PM now has talked about, right? From when we were there and going to school, we all know that guns will be coming in from America. We all know that. So what's new? Huh? Is it just something
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
talked about now for policy making,
yeah,
and to be seen by those in the government of the U.S. and the electorate of Jamaica to to say that you're doing something? No, we all know, man,
yeah.
that
So
guns
what
and
we're
everything coming in.
yeah. So what we're saying is, from God was a boy, and from where we're cocky clothes.
Yeah, I mean, what's new, Silver? Tell me
Yeah.
something new. Tell
No,
me
it's
something
not.
new.
It's not. It's not new. It's not new, and everybody here can agree with that. Michelle, would you agree? Kim, would you agree? Um, Dan, would you agree that we all knew from years ago that um, crime and Jamaica and remember you had the show of pussy and all them sort of things. All of them
Yeah,
had links with politics as well.
of
I
course.
I I just simply think that at the same time that old school politicians and new school politicians somewhat have converged, whereby they're not much different because they're passed down the same sort of spirit to a certain extent in a modern era. Of course, I'll be chastised for saying that because somebody would say, where's the evidence of such? Because with the prime minister and the opposition leader now talking about this Vale Royal meeting where they go together and they look at the crime issues. There's no sort of agreement or concerted way forward where the politicians are in sync or in harmony. I found just recently, I don't know where it is, I found just recently an article I wrote in about bankruptcy of will fuel crime. You stay right there. I'm going to find the article. One second. Keep
Uh,
talking. Keep talking.
keep talking. I think I've said enough, but I really believe that our Jamaican government and the politicians, if they want to be serious, they will first clear up, do a forensic housekeeping of their own political parties.
Yes.
Just like what there's a country, yes, like is it the Philippines or in Singapore, where they've sacked 300 or 3,000 police officers because they fear that they are involved in the corruption.
Yes.
The political parties of Jamaica needs to do a forensic housekeeping, that
Yes.
some of these politicians, they know exactly what is happening. They know who is sending the guns. They know
Yeah.
where the guns are coming in. They know who's bringing in the money
Yeah.
as far as the drugs are concerned. All of these
Yeah.
things are not new. They're not new to the society
Yeah.
of Jamaica. They're not.
Yeah.
So why
In-
are we behaving? Why are we going on?
yeah.
Stillborn, why are we going on as if this is something new within the last 6 months, and we need to talk about
Yeah.
it?
Listen, 2005. This is a letter. 2005. There it is. 2005.
Uh,
Good. let me flip the camera so you can maybe see it. 2005, I wrote this article um to Jamaica. I think he got letter of the day. I don't know if he got letter of the day. Let me see. 2005. Can you see it there? Yeah.
Yes, bankruptcy of the will fuels crime. That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bankruptcy of the will fuel crimes. And there my name is there. Silburn
Yep.
City,
On SBC there. Yes.
facilitators for better Jamaica. And what I was saying is that this is an open letter to the Prime Minister PJ Patterson and National Security Minister Dr. Peter Phillips from Silburn City of Facilities for Better Jamaica. And the local and international Jamaican communities have been watching and hurting. Listen, listen to this. And doesn't it? This is 2005. And listen to this. The local and international Jamaican communities have been watching and hurting while our beautiful country is at present being overridden by criminal elements that have lost all respect for the right to life and especially that of children, women, and the elderly. Never in Jamaica did this happen until of late. One hears of rape and killing of children in Britain, European, and United States. We Jamaican would always pride ourselves in the fact that the government in Jamaica, the gunmen in Jamaica do not kill children, women, and the elderly. At the same time, we're not saying we're accepting and I went further. We we will set out a few suggestions to ponder in tackling crime. You should consider adopting the strategies of like-minded government which have a track record of low crime in their country. We urge you not to expect too much from Europe and the West. They're not doing a great job containing crime themselves. You need to sit down with Cuba, Gambia, Korea, and China. The view, the view that the view that criminals are risk managers will be echoed here, as it appears they know that it is highly. Listen to this. Same thing what Michelle just said. I said it many years ago. The view that criminals are risk managers will be echoed here, as it appears that they know that it is highly unlikely that they'll be caught. Also, if caught, it is more likely that they'll be found not guilty instead of guilty. If found guilty, it is more likely that they'll get an opportunity to escape, and they also know that they will not go to the gallows. Therefore, going to prison does not seem to be a major issue for them, and it does not seem to be an effective deterrent to them. It may be simply holiday or boot camp. Third, it is further suggested that you should seriously consider enforcing capital punishment, which is on the statute books in Jamaica. If this will not be enforced, then it should be removed. And if it will not be removed, then one should develop the will and the power to resolve to enact what it is there. The ruling in the case of Pratt and Morgan should not be an issue. The government should simply apply capital. What I'm talking about here is deterrent, Gary. I'm not, Amnesty International and other international bodies that oppose capital punishment, please know that they do not really care about us. Finally, you need to consider inquiring from the government of Texas how they maintain capital punishment in Texas amidst opposition. You may need to consider other means of capital punishment, like injection, intel. Man, I was going serious those days. This was 2005, Gary,
You're,
and the points which I raised.
you're
Look,
a prophet.
I was, huh?
You're a prophet.
Yeah, listen. I was actually going through some papers. I mean, and I found it letter. I mean, I don't know if it's online now. And I keep talking about it all the while. The bankruptcy of the will fuel crimes. If there's no will, if there's no drive, if there's no passion to deal with it, I remember Lester always say, if they really want to deal with it, they can deal with it. As far as I'm concerned, and I make this and I resolve to say this, they do not have the passion and the will to do it collectively. Somebody just send me something to say, play this. And I don't know. Is it?
All of those little boys running around with guns who believe that sure them will go in front of a judge and they will plead a case and they will go through some bargaining process and they get 6 months and come out. Rubbish.
Put it
What?
back to, bring it back to the mic.
You're going to get 15 years minimum. Radam.
I don't know. What is Radam?
So
I
all
don't.
of
I
those
don't know.
guys running around with guns
Okay.
who believe that sure them will go in front of a judge and they will plead a case and they will go through some bargaining process and they get 6 months and come out. Rubbish. What them say? Radam.
What's radam?
I don't know. I don't know what radar means.
You get 15 years minimum. Radam.
Radam.
I mean, I mean, is it,
Sorry. And
is it,
ladies and gentlemen, Michelle or D, somebody can tell me what is radam. Somebody explain what is radam.
I mean,
Michelle said once you know about morals, you don't need religion. Why, Michelle? Me know your position a long time, but me like my Christ. But I understand your point, Michelle. You have to have morals because people can be in the church and so on and still go crazy.
I mean,
Um,
if is the 15 years really going to be in place? Because again, you going for 15 years, you spend half.
yes, that's another thing again. Good behavior, you know. But thanks, Milverton. Milverton said agree with those sentiments you expressed in 2005. I may have to write this letter again, and write it the same way and just address it to the government, and who knows, it applies the same way because reading it, it's like it's the same thing which applicable today, and this was in 2005. But I was here in the UK for what? I came in the UK in 1992. Very active. Used to write a lot of letters on the day until the Gleaner misconstrue or twist up some article I wrote one time and try to mess me up. So I said I stopped writing for the Gleaner. I try to sabotage me. So I just said, let me not let these guys twist up my words. So I stopped writing for the Gleaner from that time, even though I got the Silver Pen Award. Radam is a slang they're using now. But what does it mean?
What
The
does it mean?
slang, but what does it mean? You can't, once you know about morals, what does radam mean? Well, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Gary, in the last word, bro.
Nothing at all. Just wishing everybody a good year, and just to keep in touch with us, the
Mm.
Stillborn CDO show, and I'm sure that the topics that will be coming online will be of interest to
Oh yeah, definitely. And we're gonna have some very exclusive interviews, coming up very soon with some key things. And Saturday night on Talk and Sip, gonna try to get some guests at different times, key guests. And at the end of each show, try to have some sort of artist or someone with some gift or so to express, to give them an opportunity as well. That is what is happening. And before I go, let me just big up. I'm starting to big up people that I know and their business. So let me just big up D. That's D business there. Working with you to empower your success. Looking to build a new website or business support? Contact us today on info@dmarieprojects.com. It says it has two I there, but it's one I. Unless you're saying you got info with two I's, maybe you are a highly I person. So it's really one I. Info@dmarieprojects.com. WhatsApp +44 7305 604 151. And that's make sure you for any website or so that you want, you can do that. And let me just give a sneak preview of some. I'm gonna show something here. Gary, can you hear the music playing? Can you hear the music playing?
I do.
Okay. And where is it? Dun, dun, dun. Can you see that?
Yes, I can. The Stillborn CDL TV.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. That's the right there. Coming up very soon to a place near to you where you can go and you can buy your cups, walk and talk motivational moments, boost mode, Saturday night. You know, these are just some ideas so far. You know, talk and sip, walk and talk motivational moments. Yep, that's as part of the and the work. So yeah. So So it's gonna be a very exciting year this year, ladies and gentlemen. Radam, Radam. It's what these say. It's like it's uh, yeah. Was that £15 for the Boost Mode Cup? Is it? Ah, you shouldn't have seen that. It's not ready yet. I like my serious person there. Well, it's a special cup there, and there are going to be some very interesting prices there. Happy New Year to you. But that site when it kicks on board, it's going to be awesome, and there's going to be some very key uh what should I it's more actually at this moment we are just building it, so everything is not finalized yet, so you might see some prices there, they're not finalized yet, we're just working on it, but just to show you a glimpse a while ago, ladies and gentlemen, um boost mode cup sale, yes, boost mode, activate. There's a guy, Gary, there's a guy who actually, when I say boost mode, when I'm doing my walk and talk motivational moments in the park, he like when I say boost mode, and then guess what he said? He does junglish music, he does DJs, and he said, "Can I send him a jingle?" So I just say, activate, boost mode, activate. And he does it. He has a jingle where he sometimes while he's doing his music, he said, "Boost mode, activate." you know. So that's coming on. Ryan O'Neill, how are you, buddy? A great guy here that as I saw in the supermarket just the other day. Gary, listen, it's a great show. We're gonna build on this, and we will go for this as much as possible. Thank you everybody for coming on, and let's listen to the bit where we talk about the Jamaica bit, and we don't want to let Jamaica leave Jamaica in the hands of the Radam, as the Prime Minister said. Still nobody don't tell me what Radam means, Gary, nobody tell us what Radam means.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No, these is a slang they're using now, but what does it mean?
These are the also sent. It's like your backside.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, all right. I get it there. I don't know how you know, or you get that interpretation. Is that what they mean? Maybe they cussed me off for some reason. Because I said the two eyes. I said the two eyes for well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Thank you for joining Saturday Night Live Talk and Sip, and exclusive shows coming up very soon as well. And keep following me on my walk and talk motivational moments in the park. Exciting time, exciting days, and my walk and talk motivational podcast, that is audio version, which is motivational. You can walk and you can relax and you can listen to some powerful words, and my word for this year, as I said, is activate the dreams, the visions. Well, create, and make money. And the key word is that money is love of money, the root of all evil. But they say money answers all things. How do you balance that, Gary?
That will take another show, man.
We need to talk about God and government and so like that. Someone is giving me radam is described by some as a slang term used to declare that something or someone has done exactly what they deserve. Radam, Prime Minister, radam. It may also be used as an expression after something funny, over the top, or transformation takes place. This expression was created by internet sensation Peanut Dread in one of his viral videos. Peanut Dread. Who is Peanut Dread? Is that the man that sell peanut? In Jamaica them sell peanut. The peanut man them? Peanut, and they have the little... Oh no, Peanut Dread. Oh, is that Dreadlocks guy? Oh yes, I was reading about him the other day. Who's an internet sensation, and they scam him. Pierce scammers everywhere, guys. Scammers everywhere. They scam the guy from him. He does a lot of videos and make people happy, and apparently he's not getting the money or whatever. They scam him. Scammers everywhere. Blessings. Have a good night, guys. Peace out. And remember, do check out the business. Okay. Thank you.